Hello again, everyone. It's MeMatt, and welcome back to Celeste. Today we're going to be starting up Chapter 3. I don't think we're going to get through it all in one video, just because, based off of what I've seen from the other chapters, from last chapter, last chapter took me exceptionally longer than I thought it would. So, I don't think we're going to get through the whole chapter today in, one video, but I'm definitely going to be uploading a second video of Chapter 3, because I'm playing through the whole game. But, I've heard awful things about this level. Awful things. Be proud of your death count? I mean, that's fair. You know, when you read those kind of things at first, be proud of your failures, right? Usually you don't think, oh yeah, that's something to be proud of, but, it really is. When you fail and give up, when fail in something and, don't give up and you keep going, the more you fail, the better. Because that means you learn. So this is the bullshit mechanic that I heard about. I didn't even jump. But yeah, failing isn't as bad of a thing as people bring it out to be. It really isn't. I mean, I know I failed plenty of times in my life, just at a whole bunch of different things, right? One of the things that I have a failure at is actually stream of consciousness commentary. I'm not exactly as good as it as I thought it was. I thought I would be better at it. But I also don't see a way to get the strawberry. Yeah, no, I'm not as good as it as I thought it was. So I've failed in the past. I consider my last two videos failures. But that's okay because I'm learning from them. I have a lot of people helping me with this, and I'm learning from my mistakes. That's a key. I think I need to get that. But yeah, I'm learning from my mistakes, and that's the best part about making mistakes is you can learn from them. The best part about failing is that you have something to learn from. That's also very weird that works like that. I also missed my jump. But yeah, I don't know. Failure has never been a negative thing in my eyes, so I don't know. Okay. Yeah. So I haven't even gotten to the mechanic yet, and I'm already Oh wait, here we go. Come on. See? I failed 6 times, and we finally got it. We learned how to do it. This looks intriguing. Please ring for service. Let's do that first. This is nice and spooky. I like this. Mr. Oshiro. Okay, so now we have Theo, Mr. Oshiro, and myself. 2 guests. What does this do? It appears to be a very old and dusty guest book. Many of the pages are damaged or missing. The comments, however, are glowing. Glowing. We'll never forget our time here. I've never felt more at peace. Thank you. Oh, no, it's just the same thing. I don't know why I hit it again. Yeah, I've heard many bad things about this place. Like this. Oh, God. There we go. That's a strawberry. That was an easy strawberry, actually. Oh! Never mind. I lied. That was not an easy strawberry. I was deceived. I've actually... So, I don't travel much. So, I've never actually been to, a resort hotel style thing. I've been to one. And that was when I went to, God damn. I went to Rhode Island Comic Con in, 2017, I want to say. And I stayed at a hotel there just because one of my friend's moms, who was also going with us, reserved a room for all of us. So that was the first time I was ever actually in a hotel. And then I worked at one for a long time. So I don't really know like what to think of all these places. I hear they're like really nice, like a lot of them. Oh, the key's up there definitely. I don't know. I've like rarely ever been to hotels. People always tell me like, "Oh, that's so weird. You should like travel more and whatever." But like, you know, you don't have money, you don't get to travel like ever. So, and I'm like a poor college student. The definition of a poor college, well, poor was college student. More on that later. But yeah, I've never actually been to like one of these resort things. I'm assuming they don't look like this. What are these? Oh, well, that's obnoxious. Okay. I was also told at one point to analyze the room more before I could just, you know, like, tackle it and go straight into it. Which I've kind of been doing, but I tend to analyze these things really fast and then, like, make really quick decisions. Which kind of, you know, like, relates to me, like, IRL, too. Like, I do the same thing IRL. Like, I tend to make very quick decisions that usually end up being okay, to an extent. But sometimes they just end in, you know, never-ending failures, which is, again, fine. But I tend to make very quick decisions, so if it often seems like I'm not analyzing a room enough when I'm doing it, it's just because of my nature. It's just the way I like to do things and process information. But yeah, no, I don't think I've been doing too bad. I think I've been, like, you know, definitely worse for wear, but I don't think I've been doing that bad. Oh, so based on the amount of time I've already died, I don't think I'm going to be getting through this entire chapter today, definitely. So, second video definitely going up with this chapter. Second or third, depending on how long. I don't think it'll be a third. I don't think it'll be a third. I think it'll take me a little bit to get through this chapter, but I don't think it'll take me that long. I'm starting to get the hang of it, so... another thing that I was told to try doing on the channel, just like in general, was uploading like more like, I don't know, I guess trending content, because like I said, this game is like a year old. I've said that like a million times at this point. Like, it came out like last year, so making more trending content is definitely like a good idea. One of the things that I've been super into. Oh, hang on, follow me closely. Interesting. But yeah, no, like, people have been telling me to like try uploading like trending content if I want my channel to grow or whatever, but I'm just like, I don't know, I like games like this. I like the old like little hidden gems. I definitely really like trending content. Like, I've been like playing the new Smash game like crazy, right? Like, I definitely love to upload that on the channel, but like for like that requires like a whole bunch of different things. Like, you need like a video, it's like a video converter, like you put it on your Switch and like it like allows you to like record the screen and you can stream it and, you know, etc. But like, I don't know, I felt like that'd be a pretty good idea if I can get it to work. If I can get it to work, that would be definitely really cool. Because I love the new Smash game, and I'd love to do content of it. I've been playing a lot of it online due to a friend giving me online for free, so I've just been playing that like non-stop. But I don't know, I've always been more driven toward like these little gem games. Like, even if this is a year old, this game is a gem. Like, this game is a masterpiece, like hidden behind like a whole bunch of like, you know, new AAA titles. And it's a shame, honestly, like games like this, like indie games. I think the indie game scene is actually blowing up quite a bit more than it was like in the past few years. Because I think in the past few years the indie game scene has been kind of like underlooked. But I think as of recently, like in the past maybe year or so, indie games have started to become like really big, like talking points. Like, they've started to become huge, and I'm really happy with that, because a lot of indie games, like a lot of companies, put like a lot of time and effort into their products, into their games and stuff like that. So like it's amazing to see that they're finally being, you know, rewarded for their time. because they deserve it. They definitely deserve it. Like, a lot of indie game developers out there work really hard on these games, and it's something that, oh, I almost died there. It's something that, like it's really difficult to get games going. It's really difficult to get games to work and stuff like that. Like, for the 2 years that I was in college, I studied game design, and I loved it. And my fascination was always in the smaller games. Like, I never, because when it comes to, like, bigger games, like when it comes to like Call of Duty and like other AAA titles and stuff like that, like, most of their money and most of their, like, profit margins come from marketing. So, like, a lot of the ways that they sell their game is by marketing it in a certain way. So, like, marketing it to certain crowds, like making it, like, relatable to their previous content and stuff like that. Like, it's all about marketing. It's all about the way that they carry themselves. With indie games, it's more so, I feel it's more so the charm of the game itself. Like Celeste, right? Celeste is a game that's extremely charming. Like, it's extremely cute looking, like, and everything about it is visually appealing, right? Like, if you look at Call of Duty, that's not visually appealing. Like, this is more like, I don't want to say it's not visually appealing, because there are people who do enjoy, like, games like Call of Duty, and I don't want to, like, you know, like, bag on them for enjoying it, but I don't know, like games like Celeste seem to have, like, a more niche market, and I think that's really cool. And, like, these niche markets can expand like their viewers' tastes and, like, their their palette, essentially, which is really cool. And I love how indie games have that power. Like games like AAA titles like Call of Duty, like, I guess Battlefield would be one of them, stuff like that. Like, a lot of big games, like, usually have a very specific, like, palette to them, and they kind of, like, make their players and their community grow accustomed to that palette, which I don't necessarily like. I like the ever shifting market, you know. Like, I like how, like, new and different indie games are coming out, like, almost every day. Like, there's something new on the horizon all the time. Like, for me, right, I was talking about this last video, for me, it's Wargroove. Wargroove is that new game that's being made by Chucklefish, and it's a turn-based strategy, like, RPG. And it reminds me a lot of games from my childhood, like Advance Wars. Advance Wars was, like, my favorite thing on the planet when I was a kid. Like, I would play that stuff, like, all the time when I would go on the train with my dad to work. Like, because I was, like 4 or 5, I would play, like, Advance Wars. Like, stuff like that. Like, it was insane. Like, and it's so cool and nostalgic that games or companies like Chucklefish want to make, like, their own titles out of shit like that. Interesting. This Oshiro character is very interesting. Oh my, this is a mess of a room. But yeah, like, I don't know. I really like the idea of the indie game marketplace being where it is. It's really, you know, I guess it makes me feel optimistic for the future of video games, because, like, games like these, like, they, as much as people don't, like, think it's true, the games like these set the pace for other games in the future, as much as, like, people don't want to think that indie games are the future of gaming or whatever. Like, I really think they are, because AAA games eventually will run out of saturation, but there will always be a market for them. But I think eventually that they'll run out of saturation and these indie games will start picking up. Let's see what this guy has to say. Wonder if he has anything else to say. Oh, so yeah, like all the other characters in this game, he has more to say. So I like that. I'm a fan. I mean, he's not wrong. That's a little extreme, but but yeah, like I know where he's coming from. Okay, so... Oh, okay, so I see literally why we have to clean it is to get the key in the middle. That's cool. Alright, nice. Okay. But yeah, I don't know. I really enjoy where indie games are going. Like my favorite games like the past few years have been indie games. Like, it's crazy. Also, that guy moved really fast for no reason there. Yeah, my favorite games like the past few years have been indie, which is like extremely interesting. Like, even if they came out like even if I don't hear about them for a while, like Risk of Rain was another one that was huge for me. Like, I loved that game to death. Like, I did everything with that game. Like, I 100%ed it. I would have 200%ed it if I could. Like, I did speedruns of it. Like, it's insane. Like, how much I loved that game. And I didn't even know about it for like a year. And now they're coming out with the second one. And it gives me even more to be hyped about. And that's another thing. Indie game developers are finally like realizing, hey, we're going to do sequels to things. We're going to do sequels to our beloved games. And we're going to make the community even bigger. Because we get to hype something up now. Like, now that the community has seen all of what we can do, we can hype up this big thing. And we can, you know, expand our community even farther. It's insane. I'm so proud of the indie game community for doing the stuff that they've done today. Like, I count Celeste as an indie game. Like, it was a game made in like a game jam style thing. Like, I don't know if you guys have ever like seen what a game jam is, but it's I don't know. I was planning on doing a couple in college before I left, but also for those of you wondering, I didn't leave college to do like YouTube and stuff like that. This is kind of like a byproduct of like wanting to do something different, right? I felt like while I was in college, I was stuck in a rut, and you know that's fine, right? Like, I was stuck in a rut. I had a lot of anxiety and depression issues, but like that's a story for another day. What's this thing do? Oh. There we go. That's one way to clean. But yeah, no, that's why, like, I'm starting to relate so heavily to this game. Okay, so now we do this. I'm starting to relate so heavily to this game because there's a large, like, onset theme of, like, anxiety and, you know, I don't know, self-worth, I guess, is another one. Like, being stuck in a rut and doing something just for the sake of getting yourself out of that rut. Which is interesting. I mean, it's what I did. Like, I left to pursue something different, and I left... For me, it was electrical work. Like, I want to be an electrician. I want to work with my hands. But, what's this? An old paper sticks out from amid the clutter. Attention hotel staff, it is my sad duty to inform you that Celestial Resort Hotel will close indefinitely following this season, due to circumstances beyond our control. It was an honor to have served alongside you all, as we worked tirelessly to ensure that our guests enjoyed the most hospitable and memorable experience possible. I write this with a heavy heart. This hotel has become my home, its staff and patrons my family. I will miss you all dearly. Mr. Oshiro. Wow. On that note, I don't want to leave you guys on like a cliffhanger, but on that note, I'm going to be cutting the feed for Chapter 3 at the moment. I will pick this up probably tomorrow, maybe Sunday. I'm not 100% sure at the moment. I know it's going to snow really heavily on like Saturday or Sunday, so I'm going to have a lot of time on my hands, which will be nice. So like, it's great for like recording clips. But yeah, so far we're 18 minutes into Chapter 3, and I don't even know if we're halfway through. It seems like we are, because the Mr. Oshiro thing and the cleaning up the clutter seems like a big plot point. But I'm assuming that the whole protagonist in this story, or the antagonist in the story, my apologies, is going to, like, you know, interfere somehow, because they always do. But yeah, and you know what? It's fine to be cliche. It's fine to have that. But that's a story for next time. For now though, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you all next time.